Hi guys, I'm going to provide you with some information for the Individual Guided Assessment number 2B for the standing long jump. So this tutorial will help you make your way through the assignment and provide specific examples that we can use before you actually start the assignment. The purpose of this assignment is to examine developmental changes and locomotor skills that were discussed in Chapter 5. Each of the skills are broken down with respect to the developmental level for the leg or arm action. These component actions may develop at similar or different rates. For example, an individual may show the same pattern of changes across the developmental stages for both the leg and arm actions together. So, for example, both the arm and leg actions can progress from stage 1, then stage 2, and then stage 3 at the same time, or they also can progress at different stages. For example, the leg stage might go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3, before the arm action even changes from stage 1 to stage 2. In this assignment, you will learn to categorize the developmental stages or levels of the component actions for the legs and arms for jumping. To do this, you'll view jumpers 4, 13, 16, and 17 on the lab activity number 5.2 of the web study guide. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sign on to the Human Kinetics website, which I'm already signed on to. And we're going to go ahead and go to My eProducts. And then we're going to go to the Lifespan Motor Development 7th Edition Web Study Guide. And then we're going to click on the Web Study Guide. And then we're going to go to Chapter 5. And then we're going to click on Lab Activity 5.2. So you can ignore the instructions and introduction that's provided here, and we can go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to make sure that we have figure 5.12 downloaded and ready and available to see. So here's figure 5.12. This is located under modules or in the instructions that are provided in the announcement on Canvas, or also in the book. So we can see the observation plan for the standing long jump, and I'm going to extend this a little bit so it's easier to see. We can see that figure has two parts. The first part talks about the leg action, and the second part talks about the arm action. Basically what we have is a decision tree that helps us to evaluate what stage or step of leg action we have for the different jumpers. And the same thing is the case for the arm action. The leg action is broken into 4 steps, and the arm action is also broken into 4 steps. So the good news for this is there are 2 guided videos that we can look at. We'll work our way through the guided video for long jumper number 1. We want to make sure that the decision tree is visible and easy to see as we watch the jumper. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. So let's watch the video and start with a leg action. Okay, so we can see that first the legs, the knees and the ankles flex, the heels come up, and then they fully extend. At takeoff and landing, the feet come up together and land together. So let's go through the decision tree one more time. So the first question in the observation plan here is, do both feet leave the ground at the same time? Since the answer is yes, we can move on to the next question in the decision tree. The second question is, do the knees extend at the same time or after the heels come off the ground? So let's watch that again. And we'll start with just the slow-mo part. So we see that the knees flex, the heels come up, and then the legs extend. So for that question, the answer is yes. The next question is, do the heels come off the ground before the knees extend, the trunk appearing to tip forward? So here again, we saw that the heels come up and then the trunk tips forward before the knees and ankles extend. So this jumper is in step 4 of the leg action. Let's watch this video again and let's focus on the arm action this time. And again, I'm going to start where it goes to the slow-mo. Okay, so let's watch the arm action. So the first question asks, do the arms swing at takeoff? And the answer is clearly yes. So we can move to the next question. The next question is, do the arms swing back before they swing forward at takeoff? So let's watch that one more time. The arms start off forward, they swing back, and they swing forward at takeoff. So the answer is yes for that question. The next question is, after extending, do the arms swing forward to a position over the head at takeoff? So we can back up just a little bit, and we can see that at takeoff here, the arms are clearly overhead. In addition, we can see that the arms fully extend at takeoff, and then they fully flex at landing. So far we're going to see that for the leg action for this jumper, we're in step 4, and for arm action for this jumper, we're in step 4. Now we can go ahead and answer some of the questions that are part of the guided video assessment for jumper 1. So we hit the next button. So for this first question, the jumper uses a backward arm action during the preparatory phase of movement. So the answer is true, and we'll hit submit to make sure this is correct. So this is correct. Second question asks if the jumper's feet leave the ground at the same time, and the answer is yes. So I'm going to hit submit. The next question asks if the knees extend at the same time or after the heels come off, and so the answer is that the knees extend after the heels come off the ground. We're going to hit submit to make sure that's correct. And then it asks, do the heels come off the ground before the knees extend, making the trunk appear to tip forward? And as we talked about before, the answer is yes. So again, this jumper is in step 4 of leg action. Now let's talk about the arms. So the arms do swing at takeoff, so the answer is yes. The arms swing backwards before they swing forwards. After swinging back, the arms do swing forward to a position overhead at takeoff, so that's correct. So jumper 1 is in step 4 of the arm action. Okay, so now you're ready to watch the guided video assessment for jumper 2. Again, pay attention to figure 512. Make notes in terms of what you think the leg action is, and then watch again and make notes about what you think the arm action is. Once you've watched the videos and have taken notes, you can hit the next button and start answering questions regarding jumper 2. When you feel pretty good about doing the guided assessments, then you're going to move to the non-guided jumpers number 3 through 17. And again, for this assignment, you're going to look at jumpers 4, 13, 16, and 17 for the quiz. Remember that before you start the quiz, watch each of those 4 jumpers, make a note as to which step they're in terms of the observation plan for the leg and arm action, and then once you have those notes in place, you can go ahead and begin the quiz. During the quiz, I would have the assessment videos up, as well as the observation plan, and then you can also have the quiz questions up on a separate screen. That way you can always refer back to the actual videos, the observation plan, and your notes while taking the quiz. Remember that the quiz is timed for 30 minutes, so it's very important that you work quickly and that you have already made your observations for each of the different jumpers. And you're really only going to go back to the video and observation plans or your notes to make sure you're on the correct track. If you have any questions, please email me as soon as possible. I'm happy to help you work through jumper 1 again or any of the jumpers that we don't have to evaluate for the quiz to make sure you're on the right track for evaluating the arm or leg action. Good luck, guys.